Okay, so I got this disk drive that kind of failed on me. And I always wondered, like, what the hell's going on inside, when it's failing? Can you hear the clicking? One, two, three. Little clicking going on there. I don't know if you can hear it, but so I always wondered, like, what the hell's going on inside the freaking drive? So I hooked her up to the system, but I also took out all the screws all around here. You want to see them? Hang on. There they are. Those are the screws that are supposed to be in there. Okay. All right, so let's see what's going on inside here because it's clicking. Click, click, click. And let's take this off. I'm probably going to, like, shards of garbage are going to fly and hit me in the eye. Huh. Hi, how are you? It's waving at me. There's the disk drive spinning away. It's looking for something. Can't find it. Click. See that black thing? That's a limiter. This limits the movement of the head. Now, by the way, you're not supposed to do this kind of thing. I mean, the dirt, dust, like fingernail grunge, stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to get on there and it's going to really mess it up. But I don't have any hopes for this drive because when it first started failing, like I picked it up and I said, "Oh, I'm going to figure out how to get it to work." Bang! I like banged it, to try it because I thought the head was stuck to the surface. Oops, I just touched the surface. Doesn't matter. I touched the surface. Look at it. Slow it down. Ooh. Oh, now I told it it's recovering. Look at that. Okay, coming back. Now, so then I was figuring out there's grease from my skin on the surface here. It don't matter. The drive is hosed. Some forensic specialist might be able to recover the data from this, but what am I going to pay, like, $2,000 to get back a bunch of pictures and stuff? Anyway, this was just a backup drive, and all the files on it are encrypted, like ISO images, of various partitions on my disk drive. But I just thought it'd be amazing to try and actually take a look inside the drive to see what it's actually trying to do when it's trying to do what it's trying to do, So there you go. Yeah, this here, that's like an old harvested USB 3 device here, and it's got power and a USB 3 cable. Oh, cool. Look at this. Woohoo! Woo! 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 Yeah, that's a light. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to show you the head crash scratch that's on the surface. That's what's preventing this from actually coming up. And I don't know how the hell this actually happened because the drive was just sitting there overnight, and I flipped it on in the morning, and all of a sudden it started doing this. Like, when would the head crash? Sitting there at night, middle of the night, garbagey piece of junk. Well, what the hell? It's like 10 years old, but what the hell? Okay, so I am going to just arbitrarily do this, disconnect. All right, yeah, spin it. Looks like a gyroscope. Woo-wee, baby. Okay. Now I'm gonna. Yeah, come on down over here. Slow this bastard down. What the hell? Here. Okay, stop it. Okay. There it is. Look at that. You see that? The head. One of these heads over here cracked into that spot. and did a serious, like, oops-a-daisy maneuver on that. Crashed right into it and scraped the surface off. And there's probably metallic flakes from those scratches that maybe they're even stuck to the head, you know. Whoops, you know. By the way, don't do this yourself, okay? This is not a repair technique, believe me. But, you know, sometimes the heads, look at this. There's a bunch of them, look. Can you see there's like several of them in there? The heads will adhere. You know, if it gets out here and the drive shuts off and it just doesn't have the goomba to get out and land on this little ramp here. This ramp here gives it a positioning. See this little orange thing? When the heads are in the parked position, like that, this orange thing here holds them in the position appropriate for entry onto the surface, but only after this bugaba, whatever you call it, has been spinning for quite a while. You know, got to get that sucker up to speed, right? So after that's up to speed, you know, by the way, never touch the surface of a disc, okay? So when that gets up to speed, and it's got to go counterclockwise, by the way, the head flies out over the surface. Come on, get out there. Oh, the magnet's holding it back. Okay, so it gets out there. Oh, it just clicked. And it's hitting, okay? And it gets out there. But the aerodynamics, there's like so much airflow on the surface of the disc because it's spinning around like a gangbuster there. That thing actually flies. It floats on the surface like a Bernoulli kind of a situation, you know? And oh, look how it wants to make its way back. Oh, well. Because this magnet, there's a big giant magnet here under there. That magnet is so strong. I'm going to take that magnet out and I'm going to use it to, like, connect a string to it, right? In one of these holes, tie a string on there, and then use it to fish stuff out of the sewer. Like if I drop my keys or something in the sewer in the parking lot, well, I can just like drop a string down there with that magnet attached, get my keys back. You know what I mean? Or elevator shaft, you know? You can fish stuff up out of the bottom of the elevator shaft with these magnets. Pretty good. So right here, yeah, so that thing flies out there, but because of the airflow that's on the surface, this is a really smooth surface. You can feel it. Oh, wait a minute. Don't feel it yourself because you're going to ruin your disc. But, yeah, so that floats on there. It's like it floats on a cushion of air. And it never touches the disc until you get something like that. See that? What the hell happened? Oh, there's another one. Oh, no, that's something that fell out of my nose, I think, landed on the disc. Because I'm talking. But, yeah. That there, that ruined my disk drive. And so the clicking is, it comes out, it goes bunk, bagoomp, bunk, bagoomp. It can't get past this scratch. Now somebody's gonna say, "Oh, well, you can remap the sectors on your disk drive." Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. This thing is 10 years old. What the hell? Who wants to remap sectors on a 10-year-old disk drive and make it look like a, you know, make it look like a 20-year-old disk drive by taking out all that space, you know, all that space there. That surface has got billions and billions of bits on it. So yes, oh, I'll just use the inner, you know, 257,000 tracks. Well, it's stupid, you know. I mean, forget about it. So I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to take these platters out and use them to. I'm going to hang them up outside and use them to distract birds. You know, get birds from flying around my friggin' backyard, crapping all over the place. I'm going to take out the magnet and use it to fish stuff out of the elevator shafts. And what else am I going to do? And I'm going to take the aluminum. This whole thing's made out of aluminum, big heavy block of aluminum, and recycle that, you know. The heads, They're no good. Not much in there that can be recycled, but I'll just toss it in a box along with a bunch of light bulbs and stuff like that and take it down to the recycling center. So what the hell? There's a little packet. There's this thing here. Keeps the humidity out, What is that thing? Oh, it's a filter. Stupid damn thing. There's a hole underneath. It says, do not block this hole. Look at that. Oh, no, that's not where the hole is. Where's the friggin' hole? Oh, it was on the cover. Here. Cover of your magazine here. Yeah, here we go. There's a hole there. Air goes in and out of there, but it was blocked off. It was blocked off. Where's the hole? There it is. That says, don't block that hole. And something says, like, do not cover this hole. Like, who the hell is going to say, oh, I got to cover that hole? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to get inside my computer. I'm going to put a piece of tape on that hole. What kind of stupid idiot would do that? I mean, come on, Do not cover this hole. What the hell? What is that? Yeah, there's the air filter, right? Is that the air filter? What is that? What is this stupid thing? It's like solid, mica or something. It's so stupid design. Do not cover that hole. Maybe that's an air intake or the air output. Because the disc spins, whenever the disc spins in counterclockwise, so the air is going to be swirling around inside here like crazy, right? So you're going to have high air pressure in this zone right here. So it's going to want to escape. That's the escape hole for the air, okay? Where's the air going to come from? Over here, it's spinning around like gangbusters. The air is going to want to come from here. But it looks like there's a little sluice here, some kind of a Bernoulli thing. The air is going to come in here. It's going to pass through that filter and get rid of the dust that might be inside there. It's going to get on top of the surface, and the air is going to like go woo-wee, and it's going to get into this cavity. And from that cavity, it's going to escape through the hole that no man should cover. Or woman too. No man or woman should ever cover that hole on your disk drive. That's what you do. Higgest. Higgest. Hitachi Global Storage. The Japanese company makes disk drives. They make them like crazy because, I mean, what are those 3 screws for? Those 3 holes. Anyway, a lot of aluminum here could be recycled. So I'm going to take out all these nuts. These platters come off, and they look just like CDs almost. But they're practically like very brittle, and they're made out of metal that breaks like glass. So you never want to get any splinters. If you shatter one of these suckers, you do not want to get any of the splinters from this in your hand. I mean, look at that. It looks like I've had that in the past. It looks like I shattered a bunch of stuff. Got it in my hand. So there's my tutorial. Yeah, and woo-wee, whoop, it locks into place. Watch. It locks into place. Watch it. So it's coming along here and says, oh, Dumbo shut off the power. So it rides up on the ramp. And click. Did you see that? I didn't push that. That magnet grabbed it. Look at that. The magnet grabbed it. It goes up on the ramp. Whoop. It locks itself right into place. And that's the noise you hear when it's unable to find the sectors, the data right there. That used to be there in order to get itself loaded up, because there's stuff in here. Oh man, I can feel it. That crash is so bad I can feel it. There's stuff there that tells the disk drive, like, how big are you? How big are you? And how, and where's your data? And how far apart our little sector, how far do I have to move in order to get to the next lineup of bits, that are floating around on the surface here. There's all rings, concentric rings nanometers apart. And so there's information that needs to be stored on here that tells the controller of this disk drive, which is right under here. Where is it? Yeah, that thing. Woo-wee, yeah, it looks like a city. It tells that thing like, okay, I got to move like 1/1000th of an inch in order to get to the next row of bits to read out the next bunch of data. And there's multiples of these. There's like, how many of these platters are there? Oh, you can see in there. See that right by my thumb? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of these in there. So there's 4 heads, but the heads have an upper and a lower. So one reads the top surface, one reads the bottom surface, and one reads the top surface, and one reads the bottom surface. So there's that's how they get so much data on here. Because they got so many surfaces, and they're millions or billions of an inch apart. I don't know how, maybe some people exaggerate and they say, oh, it's billions of, 1/1000th of an inch apart, but maybe it's only like 1/1000th of an inch apart. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's only 1/10,000th of an inch apart. You never know. Anyway, I'm really like fingerprinting this thing. So in terms of forensics, when somebody says, oh, I'm going to do my forensics on my disk drive. Well, is that fingerprints? I don't think so. I think it's like, the stupid crap that people write on the disk drive, like, their pornography or some stuff like that. And then the police can say, oh, this guy was a weirdo, because he had all this stuff on his drive. Well, I don't got none of that. I just got backups on this drive. So as soon as I get a chance, get a new disk drive, like one of these, and I'm gonna put all new backups on there, get rid of all the old backups. But between now and the time that Amazon decides to ship me my new disk drives, I am vulnerable because this is my backup. That's 4 terabytes on here. Dagnabbit. Anyway, with all of that in mind, I may put together a quiz, send that out next week. No, I'm not going to do that. But I hope this was a good learning experience for how a disk drive works.